Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another edition of the Freight Trapping Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. James Roberts, aka Solo Driver. So tonight it's gonna be a little different. As you can see, my co-host is not here. Um, Taking a little break, and I wanted to uh, add another little element to what we're going to be doing. So, what's going to happen is because we want to give you guys like news in trucking, news in everything that goes on in the industry, uh, we're going to be dropping videos, uploading videos to the page um, during the week. So, this is what you can kind of expect during the week. Um, we've just decided to do this because I want to emphasize on things going around the nation in trucking and kind of bring you guys some updates, give you guys a view of what's going on, give you an eye on the industry as a whole versus you just knowing what's going on with your company in your truck and in your lane. Just kind of giving you other things to look at when it comes down to transportation industry. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through some things. I know today is uh, NFC AFC championships, and man, Tom Brady did it. Man, I don't know what this guy uh, has in his own. I don't know what kind of favor over his life, but you got to admit he's a winner. So, with that being said, man, shout out to Tampa Bay, man. Leonard Fournette from the Jaguars to the Buccaneers, about to go play for a ring. Jason PP Pierre Paul go and play for a ring. AB Antonio Brown go and play for a ring. Gronkowski go and play for a ring. And you can't deny him. I mean, you may want to, but you actually can't deny it. You cannot deny him. And that's just something that, you know, you just gotta kind of say, okay, this is what it is, that's what it is, and let it roll. Let it roll. So, like I said, I I'm going to I am going to talk a little news, uh, go back and forth. Uh, I may or may not open up the phone lines because, like I said, this is just going to be a little bit of what we're going to upload during the week. We wanted to. I told wife, I said, just take a break. I'll go ahead and do it tonight. Start the little, give them a taste of what's going to be going on during the week because I get so much news. Because I'm subscribed to Truckers Daily News. I'm subscribed to Transport Topics. I'm subscribed to ATA, America's Truckers Association. And speaking of that, let me just touch on that while I'm on there. Last week we were informed that ATA, America's Trucking Association, will be trying to hold the annual drivers competition. They have it every year. You know, go from city, then you go to state, then you go to nationals. So your company uh, has to enter you, or you can enter as an individual. You just got to pay the fee, and you get in the competition. Whether you, for me, as advice to you, whether you win or lose, whether you go in, I think the experience, I think the knowledge, and I think the overall camaraderie of meeting other drivers in lanes that you're not familiar with, because they have freight, they have flatbed, they have tankers, they have doubles, they have box. And so you can get in any one of those lanes and compete. They have four axle. I mean, not four, they have five axle. They got six, they got seven, and they got eight. So at the end of the day, it's, I'm sorry, did I say eight? Not eight. They don't have eight. They got seven axle. But at the end of the day, they got sleeper, they got day cab. Uh, you can just get in and wherever you want to get in. And but like I said, I think that getting in it, getting the experience, um, getting the experience, and understanding what goes on in the competition. Uh, Once you get in it, they give you a book for you to study, because they do have a written test. And so you just get in and do what you do. Just get in and do what you do. Okay. So I'm sitting here while I'm talking, and I need to fix my topic. So let me do this real quick. Y'all bear with me. But like I was saying, um, I think that you should, if you could, or if you can afford it, or if you can tell your company, um, uh, tell them to go in and put you in it. Yeah, tell them to go in and put you in it, and uh, tell them to go ahead and put you in it, and see what happens. All right, I got to get this title changed real quick. I need to work on this. But yeah, go ahead and tell them to do what you do, and and uh, and 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 put you in, because it's really a good little a good competition for you to uh for you to for you to get into, and for you to get into and get your experience up, and just know a little extra something about trucking from the ATA standpoint. And this is not going to be an episode that it's not going to be an episode that you expected, because we've had interview after interview after interview after interview, and I love the interviews. We love to interview people. We love to talk to people about what's going on in transportation. We love to just interact, especially with people who are not from the city of Houston, that are not, you know, necessarily just friend of ours, but people that we can meet over the internet, over this podcast. My wife have met a lot of people through her training, because she trains abroad. And when you have that kind of reach, you get to meet a lot of people, and that's enjoyable. That's enjoyable. So at the end of the day, it it's good to meet people. It's good to know people. It's good to have an understanding. It's good to, I mean, just open yourself up. You know, open yourself up, get to know people, and just let it happen. So let's get into my first topic. Thank you. Uh, let's get into my first topic as we talk. Let me just read a little bit of this. It says that 1,400 Teamsters on strike at Hunts Point. Union workers at the massive Hunts Point produce market in Bronx, New York City, are in the fourth day of a strike for more money. So 1,400 workers, members of Teamster Local 202, walked off the job Sunday, January 17, over a request for $1 more per hour raise and improved health care benefits. Now, see, let me tell you why that's important. Because with what we're going through with this pandemic, I mean, they have a right to say, hey, have y'all kind of opened up to talk about, you know, upgrading the benefits, adding COVID-19 as you know, as a necessary health coverage, and not just that's another disease that just will decide whether or not. No, I think Congress has allowed the insurance to leave it at their discretion, whether or not they open it up and say, hey, okay, this is just one of those things. Like if you come in with the flu, we're going to treat you, and it's going to be part of your health care package. And I don't think a lot of companies have moved toward that. And I think they should. This is what they're asking for. They're asking for $1 more. I don't know what the conditions are, but they're asking for better conditions also. And like they say, improve healthcare benefits. The workers are drivers and dog workers. Their 3-year contract expired earlier this month, precipitating the first strike in 35 years at what is considered the largest produce market in the world. Supervisors have been delivering 300 pounds of fruit and vegetables that goes to stores and restaurants in greater New York. Let me tell you why crossing a picket line is dangerous. Now, they said that supervisors have been delivering the goods and all that. Man, look, they are crossing the picket line. I remember back in, I want to say 08, 09, when trucking had took one of the biggest hits it ever taken. And everybody was saying, man, we just need to lay it down for one day. Shut it down. Everybody just pull over. Don't take a load. Don't book a load. Don't do nothing. For one day. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you do that for one day, yeah, you're going to get some attention. But you have guys that are not willing to take that chance. And some way it's understandable. You know, you got bills, you got mouths to feed. And then at that time, it was a recession and things wasn't looking great. So I said that to say this. When you begin to say, let's strike, let's come together and stand as one for something that is great, then you got to ask yourself, who's standing to my right and who's standing to my left? What are their situations at home? Because his situation not like mine. Mine may be just a little bit more dire than it is his. And running a load or getting paid $200-$300 a week, maybe just, hey man, I got to do what I got to do. I'm going to make it work. And then this guy over here, he may got 25 years in at a company that has benefits, and he was able to save up. He able to say, man, I could take you here for a day. Let's do it. And so you got to look at the whole spectrum. You got to look up and down the spectrum when you say, let's ride together. But this is that story was that was a local, meaning that they have a union. So a union is the contract expired, and I guarantee you that particular company trying to get the union out of their business, and the union has made sure those workers, you know, didn't lose their jobs at some times. But at this pandemic, and then the union was going in trying to renew the contract that was up. Man, I don't know, man. That's some information. I mean, that's a pill that you have to ask yourself, I'm gonna swallow it or am I take it or not? It's just like with this vaccine. Am I gonna take it or not? Because you don't know sometimes what the side effects are. You don't know how your body gonna react. It's just like with those strikers. Man, they don't know what's gonna be the outcome. And because the company want to get the union out, they might say, shh, We're gonna sell the company. We out. Now what? And that's not good because now you have families that need to eat. You have fathers, mothers that depended on their paycheck. And that's just where I stand on that. I mean, that's hard. I mean, honestly, I'm not a big fan of unions. I'm not because I've been I drove independently on operator for years, and so I never you know I never really just I never really just needed somebody to talk for me. I ain't need nobody to talk for me. When I do an interview, you got to go interview. And but then it's some places where unions do their job and do a great job. I heard UPS got a good union. I don't know. I don't know. But man, I hope those guys get back in the warehouse, get back to work. I hope they get $1 raise, and I hope they get better health benefits. Because as a trucker and as a human, I think everybody deserves to live uh, at this particular time. What's going on? A decent life, a decent life. So this is another topic I wanted to touch on because man, I know this. I know this highway really well. This happened up in South Dakota, and so it says several tractor trailers, part of I-90 crashes in South Dakota. I seen a video on this. I think it was on Instagram. Uh, Dude was videoing truckers being stuck. And I understand sometimes when you see something, it just amazes you. It just be like, dang. Whoa. But we're in that age where even if somebody was hurt, would you just continue videoing or would you get out and help? See, that's what's going on nowadays. Even with when you see somebody hurt, pain on the side of the road, uh, needing aid, you know, are you just gonna whip out your phone and say, "Dang man, they fell off the cliff," or are you gonna say, put the phone down and say, "Somebody fell, but it's also somebody hanging on. Am I gonna help them?" And I just gotta. I mean, I can understand the fascination of not ever seeing a truck rolled over, but then also, being human and say, let me go check on this driver. Because if you've never been a part of a rollover, it could fascinate you. But then at the same time, if you have been a part of it, you know how terrified that driver might be. Because you never know which way that trailer going. You don't know if it's gonna jump and then land on the cab. You don't know if it's gonna push through the fifth wheel and run into the back of the cab, thus killing you. I remember some years ago they had on 45. So you got 45 going towards Dallas, coming out of Houston. Then you got another parallel state highway 75 uh, that you could take, and a lot of drivers take that because a lot of drivers take a lot of drivers take that because a lot of drivers take that because they try to miss the weight scale, right? So this guy had a load of pipe, and 75 is kind of hilly. So he coming down 75, and he's coming down the hill, and all of a sudden he needs to hit his brakes. So he hits his brakes, and 2 or 3 pipe come sliding, boom, straight through the cab. And I think he was lucky enough that neither one of them was close enough to hit him or to kill him, because there has been instances where pipe have, slid and came through and went through the cab and went through a driver. It has been an accident like that. So I said that to say this. Going down that back road, and he hit his brakes, and that pipe came right through the cab of his truck. I know that changed that man's life. I know it changed his whole perspective on life. It changed how he drive. It changed everything. Because at that point, you're like, okay, man, whoo, that was a close one. And I know he had to go clean the seat side, had to go clean himself up, because I know me, I probably would have, But the reason why I know that story, because the DOT told me, because the next time I went through that weight scale, he shut me down. And I'm trying to figure out why. All this time, I come through 45, went through the weight scale. And so the reason why he pulled me in and shut me down, he didn't even give me a ticket. They were just letting people know, hey, you need to fix this. So, of course, it was a money thing. The guy had a forklift back on the backside, charging you almost $200-$300 to restock restack your load. So what we used to do as drivers, you got a row of pipe, right? You got one row. Goes all the way over to the width of your truck, right? So you got pipe stakes. Cool. Keep it falling from the side. But nothing's ever going to stop rolling pipe when it gets to ready to move. You can just hope that you tie them down, chalk them to the best of your ability. So what happened is, you got a row of pipe, like these my fingers, right? These the pipe. This your first row. Your 2 straps supposed to be within the first 8 feet of your load. So you got that first row. And I had to learn this as a young driver. You got the first row. They come in, lay it down, chalk it, and then I would strap the front, then I'll strap the back. So I have 2 straps on the end. That's the first row. Now you come through with the second row. Second row, I'll belly strap it, meaning I'll put a strap in the middle. And if you know anything about strapping, you have to have, I would put a strap across the pipe every 4 feet. So it's just all a minute. You could put as many straps, and you could strap the whole, you could use 10 straps. You could use 16 if you got it. But that's the way they want you to strap it. So I'll put 2 on the bottom, because I know that if your bottom row begins to move, your whole load moving. I learned that. I learned that the hard way. So I'll put 2 straps on the bottom. Then the next row, I'll put 1 in the middle. Then on the next one, on the third level, I'll put 2 more on the end right after the straps. Then on that fourth layer, I will finish out my strapping. Normally, it's about 4 or 5 go on the top. Well, when you have, sometimes you'll have a full row, but then you'll probably have like 2 or 3 swinging. So what we would do is we will put the 2 or 3 in the middle of the load. So when you put them in the middle of the load, now you're strapping them. You're strapping all the way down. So that was fine before that 75 accident happened. Once that 75 accident happened and those pipe went through that dude's cab of his truck, you could no longer stack your extra pipe on the top. This in Texas now. You can no longer stack on the top. You had, only way you could stack on the top, that whole layer had to come in between each one of those pipes all the way to the end. If it didn't come all the way, you had a problem. So he pulled, DOT pulled me over and told me, he say, y'all can no longer run like that because of the simple fact that if you brake hard or you're on the hill and those, most pipe have oil on them. Most pipe do, unless you're getting some scrap pipe. New pipe always, almost always have oil on them. So, and I understood that because you might have some pipe that move. You might have some, because let me tell you something. Straps can only do so much. Straps can only do so much. I promise you. They say check your load every 100 miles or every 2 hours. I promise you, straps can only do so much. They can only do so much. It has to be a combination: straps, chalks, pipe stakes, and a driver knowing how to strap a load. And so at that point, man, he was like, you can't do it no more. And when he explained it to me, I understood. But I was mad because now I'm behind 3 hours because I got to get this restacked. So, but the good thing I didn't get a ticket. But that brings me back to, I drove down I-90, South Dakota. I've been to Epping. I've been all up in South Dakota, North Dakota, coming through, picking up that drilling mud, picking up all kind of stuff that's coming back to Oklahoma. Some things coming all the way back to Texas. But I've been all up in there. So it says 4 tractor trailers were among 13 vehicles involved in 2 related crashes on I-90 in South Dakota. Most of the time on 90 and on 80, going through Montana and Wyoming. Hey, what's up, Charles? And so, yeah, we just talking tonight, man. No interviews. It's just us truckers. This is what I want. I wanted, well, not what I want, but this is what I wanted, which is why we did the podcast, is because I wanted to communicate with truckers. I wanted truckers to communicate with me. I wanted to have fun while we did it. Little music, little laughter, little understanding, teach a little, each one teach one, right? So on that 90, when it get bad and it get to snowing and you get that wind coming through there, I promise you, if you in a box trailer, a freight trailer, or reefer, bruh, you're going down. That wind coming off of the mountains, coming around those mountains, bruh, I was in a flatbed, what they call a skateboard. I was rolling a skateboard. And you know, wind go right over a skateboard. It ain't no walls and nothing to push it. Bruh, that wind hit my truck so hard, I thought somebody had shot me. I'm talking, boom. I'm like, God. And I'm like, woo. So from that moment on, man, I knew not to play with 90 and 80 and sometimes 40 going through New Mexico. Bro, those particular lanes, man, are just, it's windy and it's hard. And I feel for some of those drivers who think they can make it, bro, especially in that snow, in a blizzard. Bro, I done seen drivers that's what they do. They ice road truckers. I'm not an ice road trucker. And I think sometimes that when you don't drive through those inclement weather places like that a lot, I think you have more respect for them. Because I find myself, when it's raining down here hard, I find myself have to tell myself, hey, slow down. Because I've been driving through this rain and all of that. I've been driving through rain and water all the time. And so you kind of get a little cocky. I got this. I know what I'm doing. I know how to handle water. And sometimes that's what it be, man. You get cocky because you've driven those lanes and you've driven through those that weather and the inclement weather. You've driven through that so much that you get cocky and you be like, okay, boom, I got this. And then here you go, you flying. I remember I was in the blizzard. I'm talking about, here come trucks, boom, 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 and I'm like, shit, deuces. I got behind a truck. We had a convoy, and we kept it at one pace, and that kept the ice from turning into black ice, and we kept it moving. We kept it moving at a steady pace, just kept the wheels moving. And so that's the way you navigate through inclement weather, and man, just slow down. Just slow down, take your time. Hey, ain't nothing more important than you getting back home to your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your kids, and other people, other truckers, other four-wheelers, getting home to their family. That's the most important thing. Man, I wouldn't care about a load not getting there on time. And that's what used to piss me off the most about owners of a company, not so much dispatchers, but sometimes brokers, because they already know what you're up against. They already know what you're getting ready to run into. And sometimes, not all of them, but sometimes they don't have the courtesy to say, hey, man, I know what you're finna run into. Call and let me know that if you decide to shut it down, because I'm going to tell them, hey, man, we're a day late because it was a blizzard. They know it's a blizzard. That's why they're trying to get their product there. But at the end of the day, hey, man, take your time. Don't end up on the side of the highway, in the ditch, in the cold, because you're going to be there for some hours, especially if it's one here, one there, 10 on the same 90. They're not coming to get you. They're not coming to get you because they know what it is, and it's only a few tow trucks willing to pull you out, especially at that time. So that's on 90, that's on I-90, that's on 80. Man, take your time. And like I said, this is a little news you can use, a little understanding from Freight Trapping Podcast, from the Solo Driver. Just kind of sitting here kicking with you tonight. Giving you a little taste of what we're going to be doing during the week. Dropping a little news here and there, uploading 15, 20, 30 minutes worth of news, talking about a topic, and just, kicking it with you. And that's what it's all about. So I see it says here, podcast, Love's president talks about 2020 New Year ahead. So the president of Love's must have been on a podcast. That ain't really interesting to me. So I'm just going through a couple of these topics. Truckers, paramedic training helpful at crash fire scene. So this is a highway, what they call a highway angel. And I want to read this because this kind of stuff, you want to hear about truckers helping truckers. So it says that truckers paramedic training helpful at crash fire scene. See, you don't realize you have a lot of truckers that have other training. They don't realize, man, we jack of all trades. Man, we know what you got people behind these trucks that know money, they know stock, they know how to rescue people because they've been paramedic, they've been trained. I've been trained in CPR. I came out of supervising where we had to be certified in paramedic, how to do CPR. They certified a certificate. And people know how to rescue people. People know how to help. And sometimes I hate the way people look at truck drivers, bro. I do. I hate the way people look at truck drivers. Real quick, let me interject right here. Mr. Virgil Lewis, just checking in with you guys. Wanted you two to know that I'll be returning in every Sunday evening to the show to show some support and learn a thing or two. From East Texas originally, but in North Dakota now. Say, bro, man, appreciate you checking in, Mr. Lewis. Hey, man, appreciate you, bro. And let me tell you something. I'm all about quality, not quantity. We built this with what we have. We're not building this off of, nobody else's back, because we have a business that my wife runs. I help, I train drivers. I give her insight. She tell me about the business. She the one got me interested on the business side of trucking. And so that's what she does. She's opened all those doors for us. And so now we decided, she talked me into it, to bring it to a podcast. And I love to talk. So podcast, talk, they go together. So here we are. And I want to say thank you to you guys for tuning in and supporting. And I don't care if it's 10 or 10,000, whether you get there or not. I'm not looking for no sponsors to come in. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. Bringing information, showing love, and just being here for you guys. You really? Are you really going to say that? Really? Are you really gonna say that? Lord, he does love to talk. Yeah, yeah, okay. That ain't funny. But anyway, I love it. Uh Hey dog, Michael, I'ma hold it, man. I'ma hold it down, bro. I'ma hold it down for us, bro. What's happening? What's happening, man? Hey man, I hope you're doing great out there. I hope you achieving everything you're trying to go get, bro. Hey man, we finna do this thing, man. Y'all do this thing. Hey man, slow and easy, bro. Slow and easy. Take your time, build your business the right way. Let me tell you something. If nobody ever wanted to come on this podcast and talk to another person or share the knowledge that they have, or just because they don't like the way we do business, say, man, we'll still be here. We'll still be here. We'll still be here because people want to know what we know. Even if it's 5 or 6 people, that's fine. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. Now, we do have a consulting business. We do have a training facility. We do have different modules that my wife have created, and it's a business. But at the end of the day, what I can give you behind this mic, on YouTube, on Facebook, through this broadcast, I'm gonna give it to you, especially if you're stuck in a bind. So I'm not sweating. If you say, see, I can do this because my wife not here, and I'm finna do it. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. If we invite you to be a part, a guest of the podcast, just a light little interview, just talk, whatever. If we invite you, you're not doing us a favor. And we're not doing you a favor, because we're all in this together. And it's all about giving information to this younger generation, to these younger kids that's trying to come into trucking. We trying to let them know, hey man, you got some OGs in trucking that's finna help you. We letting you know that, and then even those owner operators, those people trying to build a business, when they get stuck, if it's something that we can say, hey man, try a little of this. Because let me tell you how you become successful as a truck driver and as a owner operator, somebody owning a business. When you think your way is the only way, you ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. Any successful man will tell you, I got a little bit from here. I got a little bit from there. I got a little bit from here. I got a little bit from there. And I combined it into a big old pot of gumbo, and it tastes wonderful. And it tastes wonderful. I understand everybody not going to like everybody gumbo, because Shreveport cooked that gumbo different than New Iberia. And New Iberia cooked that gumbo different from New Orleans. And New Orleans cooked that gumbo different than everybody. It just all depends on what you like. That don't mean that gumbo ain't good. It's just not for you. It's not good for your palate. So at the end of the day, man, hey, everybody not for us. Everybody not from us. And let me tell y'all something. If you think you're gonna get in trucking and say, "Oh, I'm trying to retire in the next 5 years," bruh, you don't own no corporation. You don't own nothing. How you gonna even say retire? How you gonna open up? How you gonna build a legacy and say retire? There's no way. There's no way. I don't care how much money you make. That's what's wrong with us. That's what's wrong with us. People think because I've made so much money, I've made this, I've made that, I got the connect, I got this and that. Bro, you can't retire. What you talking about retiring, bro? You'll never have enough to retire. And then once you do retire, you still have to have enough to completely be wealthy and keep it going. That's why when I meet people and they say, bro, I'm trying to retire. Retire from what? Bro, this hustle don't never stop. This hustle don't never stop. When you trapping, it don't never stop, bro. It don't never stop. You start working for yourself and now you want to lay back and cap because you got people working for you. And as soon as people see you capping because they working for you, they're like, okay. You getting rich off of my sweat of my back? And then you ain't even treat me right? Okay. All right. Find your driver. That's the hardest thing to do in this world. That's the hardest thing you to do in this world is find a good driver. That's the hardest thing for you to do is find a good driver. I promise you. Everybody, all the time. That's the first thing they come to us. Excuse me. That's the first thing they come to us and say, man, how do I vet a driver? You know what I'm saying? How do I vet a driver? Bruh, your reputation gonna have to go before you when you vetting drivers. Just like your reputation as a trucking company gotta go before you when a driver looking for a job. I can name several companies out there that the first thing somebody gonna say, oh no, I'm good. I'd rather be unemployed than work for them. I'm not finna put nobody out there. Nope. I am not finna put nobody out there. No trucking company, nothing. The first thing I do what I used to do in my job search, looking for, the right trucking company that fits me, is I talk to the drivers. I talk to the drivers. I don't talk to no dispatch. I don't talk to no salesperson. I don't talk to no broker. I might talk to the dispatcher because dispatchers are more on your side than they are on the company side because they treat a dispatcher like a driver. Because a dispatcher got to be there when the owner of the company gone to Miami. Dispatcher got to be there when they having a management meeting. Dispatcher got to make sure that a driver can get contact with the office, and the dispatcher is the office. So at the end of the day, I view a dispatcher, the same as a driver. I promise you I do. But this is what I'm saying. You can come in this game and think you're going to crush it. You can come in this game thinking that for 6 months to a year, maybe even 2 years, you crushing it. But I guarantee you, it's just like when you're riding a motorcycle. If you get disrespectful, it's going to handle you. I promise you. Get disrespectful with your money that you making. That you done made $10,000 for the week. You done cleared $30,000 for the month. Don't do the right thing with your money. Don't pay your taxes. And I guarantee you, them folk will let you go. They'll let you go. They'll let you handle your business. They'll let you buy this. They'll let you buy that. Go get your Corvettes. Go get your 2-3 more trucks. Give you all the credit you want. And when they decide to take it, they know how to take it. Ask Prince estate. Ask his estate. Ask Michael Jackson's estate. Them folk know how to take your money, bruh. So don't ever tell them to me talking about you finna retire. I'll never retire. I might get out the truck. Jay-Z stopped making records, but he ain't never stopped doing features. He retired from making albums, but he didn't retire from the music industry because he's still in management. He's still in producing. He's still doing a feature. And let me tell you something. Walk through here talking about retirement and then get mad because we tell you retirement. Man, you better put that on the back burner and keep working, because people that I know that are building businesses, they're not building it for right now. They building it so that they can leave a legacy. We don't have nothing to leave our kids. Most of us built this out the mud. Most of us built this out the mud. So why would I lay down on something I built and then bust my ass for them? Right? And it ain't nothing about, but it ain't nothing wrong with busting your ass. I bust my ass every day I go to work. I bust my ass every day I go to work because I believe in reciprocity. I believe that God gonna give me what I give you. So when I go bust my ass at that job and do the best job that I can, God gonna give me the same thing I give you. That's why I don't be tripping, you know. That's why it's hard for me to talk to brokers and people who think they know everything on the business side of trucking, because they drive up in these cars. That's a cap. They show y'all all of these trucks that they got. That's a cap. They show you all of these drivers. I got 100 trucks. I got 1,000 trucks. That's a cap. I'm into real time. What I want to say. I'm into real time money that you can put your hands on, that you can touch. If you tell me you got 40 trucks and they're yours, that means that you bought and paid for them. There's not a lien holder on them. It ain't nothing wrong with being able to get 40 trucks under your name. But say that's what it is. Because when they come get them, then you'll be looking boo in the face. Be real. Be real. And see, I know this game so much that you can't tell me anything. I might let you think you can. I might say, okay, yeah. I ain't got that. But this is what I have. And this is what I offer. If you need me, call me. Because I'm going to help you. But when you don't have it, when it come up that, don't drop your head. I'm the type of person, I ain't going to beat you when you're down. But I'm going to let you know what you told me. Yes, sir. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So, man, be real in this game. When you doing your business, when you got your little old one truck and it's yours, you got it under your credit, you leasing under your business, and You got that one big contract. You got a driver that you're paying 35% of the load. See, it ain't a lot of people that pay 35% of the load of the truck. I mean, of the gross of what the truck. Ain't nobody paying 35%. They barely paying 30. Everybody is either at 25 or 20. When you can pay your driver 30%, 35% of the truckload of what the truck make for the week, and especially if you can give him that before you take your fuel out. You a hell of an own operator. You handling your business and you doing better with one truck, one committed driver than somebody's doing with 40 trucks and 5 committed drivers, and they only paying them 25% of the load. Quality. Then build your business on quality and having a good reputation. Take you a long way. Take you further than money sometimes. Well, all the time. A good reputation will get you indoors and have you having sit downs with a whole lot of bigger trucking companies. Let me tell you something. It ain't nothing wrong with leasing your truck to a bigger fleet if your truck is moving every day. Every day. It ain't nothing wrong with it. And don't let nobody tell you nothing different. I think I done ran it for long enough. It just gets under my skin when people just, they come to us like they know everything, and then, get you to talking, and you start pouring into them, and then they turn around and flake on you like you needed them. We need people that's real. I don't want nobody who gon' move on what somebody else say. I don't need nobody in my life or in my circle that's just gonna move how they want to move because somebody else say, "Oh man, that is man." Look, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, and I'm the type of person like this here. You can do me like that one time, you won't get a second time to do me like that. I promise you. You won't get a second time to do me like that. So I'm gonna end with this last little story. I told you these are highway angels, they call them. So Hirschbach Motorlines driver was recently recognized for his willingness to help out at the scene of a crash and fire involving another professional driver. Professional truck. I got the hiccups. The Truckload Carriers Association recently named John Vesey from Oregon, Illinois, a highway angel for stopping to help a fellow driver who lost control of his truck during a fire and drove off the road. TCA explained it was December the 19th, and Vesey was westbound on US 34 near Galesburg, Illinois, on his way to Mammoth to pick up a load. It was late in the morning when another truck driver passed him in the left lane of a 4-lane divided highway. As he got out about a quarter mile ahead of me, he started to lose control. He went into the center median and then careened over to the right side, went off into the ditch and into a cornfield. Vesey slowed down right away and pulled over. Once he got out to the cornfield, the driver jumped out of the truck while it was still moving. I could see flash of smoke and fire out of the cab. Woo! He grabbed the fire extinguisher and ran across the field. I yelled out to him to ask if he was okay, and he said he was. I'm going to just say this here. It's a lot of drivers that would have just stayed on the highway and got out the video camera. So a lot of drivers would have got out and just looked. It's a lot of drivers that would do a lot of different things. But this driver, and he says, I interned and spent the first year as a paramedic and an EMT in Chicago and got my paramedic license. It was an awesome experience. See, you don't never know who you have behind the wheel of a truck. People come into trucking, change careers every day, especially with the pandemic going on, with people being laid off and doing certain things. Some people just finna be moving into trucking, and this is where they supposed to be in the whole time. But most people doing it because they got bills to pay. It don't matter why you do it. Like I always say, whatever you do, just do it with excellence. And so this was a paramedic behind the wheel of a truck that got out and helped the gentleman whose truck had caught on fire. And then he administered his EMT training to help the gentleman out. And that's what they call highway angels. And I always like to, that's positive. That's a positive truck driver, because that truck drivers, we get so many negative things coming our way. So this is what we're going to be doing throughout the week. We sometimes on the show we'll highlight one news topic, but I decided that we needed to drop content. And so we're going to do the news for about 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to try to do the news 15, 20 minutes, get it uploaded, and just try to highlight some of these news topics and go deeper into it. I didn't open up the phone lines tonight because I just kind of wanted to ramble. I just wanted kind of us to be here. But, man, I want to say a thank you to Michael Warrior. Hey, man, thank you for the love. Thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Virgil Lewis. Man, thank you for tuning in. Hey, I want to thank everybody on Facebook for tuning in. Thank you to Charles Tolliver. Thank you to my wife. She down there taking care of my baby. He wasn't feeling good. So we decided to, kind of give her a break tonight. I want to thank you to her, man. A huge shout out to her, because she do a lot to get this thing going. I had the wrong topic up. She hit me up. Hey, you need to change the banner. I said, oh, okay, my bad. So we got it. She keep me in line. She keep things going. She keep things tight. And I'm the man behind her. So, hey, man, Mike, say, bro, hey, man, I really would love for you to just one episode, man, just call in. Even when I do the news, you know what, Mike? This is what I'm gonna do. Hit us up on the email, and we're gonna get together. And I would love for you to get your insight on some of the topics during the week, maybe even on Sundays. Man, just chime in, just call and hold the line, chime in, talk. I would love to just have a third voice. Hey, man, even Charles, and I know Leo not on here tonight, but I know the football game going on also. So I would love for you guys, bro, and to just be a part of this for real. Just be a part of this for real. Just email me. Charles, email me. Virgil, email me. Uh, so we can talk. We can talk. We can do some things and just make you guys a part of this. I met a lot of truckers over the road. I met a lot of truckers on the road. I also drive. And if y'all don't know, yeah, I drive for FedEx. But let me clear something up from last week. My wife spoke on during our mental health topic. My wife spoke on having PTSD. She spoke on having a culmination of PTSD from past, present, anxieties, things she was going with. Hurricane Harvey just kind of, capsized it. So she mentioned that what I said was because as a man, sometimes we hide. Sometimes we hide. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Virgil Lewis, man. I will, bro. It ain't gonna change, man. It ain't gonna change. I don't care if I'm talking to one person. It ain't gonna change. I'm gonna be consistent with it, and God gonna let it do what it do. God gonna let it do what it do, because it's quality. I'm not feeding you no bull. But I would, like I said, hit us in the email, man. Freight trapping, at gmail.com, man. Hit me, bro, because I really would love for you guys to be a part of this, talk on some topics, say some things. I would really just like to connect with you guys. But let me clear this up. I was not clinically diagnosed with PTSD from Hurricane Harvey. I was just saying that as men, we internalize that, and from an accident that I had at a previous job, that it may have been from PTSD. Because sometimes when things are weighing on your mind so much, because at that point I was trying to figure out how I'm going to get my house fixed, right? And so my wife was pregnant, and it was just a lot on my mind, right? So that's what I meant by that. I was never diagnosed with PTSD, but because I internalized it, if I'd have took the same steps that my wife took, I may have, but I wasn't. That was just something I was putting out there for men. Stop internalizing your mental weight. Stop internalizing it. Stop letting it weigh you down to the point where you black out. You don't know what happened 5 minutes before something happened. Don't let it weigh you down that much. And the next thing is, man, go get yourself checked out. Go have your yearly physical. Women, go have your yearly physical. Man, I really wish that Rasta, hey, she said thank you for school. Sunday school. That was a good one. I like that. Oh, say, take care of yourself. Don't be afraid. I'm a hustler. I played football. I played sports. It was always no pain, no gain. So I go to work through a hurt finger. I go to work through a twisted ankle. I go to work through, if my toe hurt, I wrap it up, take some Advil, and go get it. That's what I do. I got an old school, I promise you, I got an old school mentality. I'm talking about old school from 1930, 1940s, where you wrap it up with some aloe plant, wrap it up real good, put a splint on it, and go get it. That's just who I am. But sometimes nowadays, being that way will put your health at a real risk. So, with that being said, man, take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually. Continue to love God. Continue to let God blossom in your life. Continue to just let the process happen. We don't. Me and my brother-in-law was helping me today, and we was out there talking, and we was putting together, trying to put up a TV, hang a TV. And we didn't know where the directions was. We were like, man, what direction? Oh, I don't know. So me and him, being Scorpios, we looked at the box. Being men, we just looked at the box. Okay, how the picture look? You know what I mean? So we just, how the picture look? Oh, okay, that bracket look like it go right there. That bracket look like it do this here. That screw, oh, okay, it's just screw. We looking at the picture on the box. You know what I'm saying? That's what men do. We looking at the picture on the box, and we putting this together. All of a sudden, we say, man, okay, man, this plate ain't lining up. You say, hold on, man, let's just think about this. And out of nowhere, a fresh wind came through. And guess what fell right in front of us? The directions. The directions. All God wanted to see was, oh, I'm going to use what he put in me to fix what we're trying to do, to finish what we're trying to do. I'm going to use what he put in me, right? As soon as God seen that I was getting ready, we was using what he put in us, he said, okay, here I come. And blew the directions right in front of you. I tell you no lie. I tell you no lie. So I'm telling you now, no matter where you are, what you're doing, I promise you, if you yield to a higher power, I don't care who it is. If you yield to a higher power, God gonna be always in your presence. Hey man, this has been the Freight Trapping Podcast News Edition, and me doing a little rambling. And I want to say, man, on behalf of my wife, the Queen of Dispatch, man, you guys have a wonderful night, a wonderful week, and I'll probably see you either Wednesday or Thursday. We're gonna drop something. All I want to say is, man, nice to see you guys. Shout out to Rasta. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Virgil. Shout out to Micah. And most of all, shout out to my wonderful wife, Miss Tawana Roberts, the Queen of Dispatch. She let me have it tonight so that I can ramble. And I took advantage of it. Hey, man, this has been the Freight Pack. My lips. My lips drop. Hey, man, this has been the Freight Trapping Podcast, and I have been your host, Mr. James Roberts. I look forward to see you next week, and you do your thing. Be safe out there.